to Retro Cars Reborn. I'm Lee, and as you can see, I lost the beard, and it was the worst mistake I've ever made. But also in the background, I did a thing, so we're going to be showing you that. So for the record, this has got to be one of the most difficult things I've ever put together, just because the instructions aren't very specific on which bolts you're supposed to use for these. So I've referred to the eBay picture listing to see how it goes together. But as you can see, it spins pretty well on this massive bolt. You know, the instructions aren't amazing, but we shall persevere. So yeah, managed to get the capri on the rotisserie rollover jig, whatever you want to call it. It has to be pretty high off the ground. That's on its lowest setting, and this not being a very big or tall garage, I did think that I wouldn't have the room, but no, it does go all the way over. I did try last night, and yes, it was the most scariest experience I've ever had, because if it had fell, that'd be it, bye bye capri, no point in continuing. So with that, let's turn this baby over. So it's fully unlocked at that, and still it's pretty scary. Just all the noises it makes. Especially the handbrake cable on the floor. That's just the first time I did it, that was the scariest thing. Just dragging. I was like, oh my god, what is that? So that's it on its side. So I'll lock it in that position and we'll take a good look at it. Yeah, so it just shows you how big the engine bay is in a Capri and why you can get pretty much anything in there. This is the reason why I didn't put the front straight on, because it's all buckled and there's bits rotten and missing, so that's going to need a repair before the front goes on. This before was a giant hole, and this sill end I put on years ago before I started YouTube. But the floor in general doesn't look too bad, especially the sills. The sills are minted. I think this one's been replaced. The other side, I don't think so. But then you get to where the spring hangers are, you know, the usual places. I mean, what welding is that? That's actually on an MOT certificate for it as a repair. But yeah, floor wise, rear tubs aren't bad at all. I put these bottom corners on again years before I did the YouTube, and this rear valance. And I did start to do all of the back of the floor. I literally got it all back to bare metal and sprayed it. But this is the plan for it now, is to get this all back completely to bare metal and see what we've got. I know the passenger floor is one of the worst places. Literally, look at that. And see if we can keep as original as we can this bit of floor. I didn't bother when I did the driver's floor. I literally just put in a big sheet. I didn't bother trying to replicate all these little dimples and bits. I wasn't too bothered back then. But yeah, the tunnel's mint. Tunnel's absolutely minted. So I'll move on to the next issue. So the next dilemma is, how do you get it all off? With your big daddy scraper, we spend the next couple of years scraping it off. Or do you get your spray cleaner? That's not right. It's actually got a brake cleaner in it. And watch it run away. Ah, so satisfying. And then get a big piece of blue roll and then and be there for years. Also, a wire brush, perhaps. Oh, I just ruined the wire brush. So I think my only option left is to go for an angle grinder with this bad boy on, get absolutely covered in black mess. Not only me, but the whole garage, all of my tools, the other capri, and everything you could think of. Engine, floor, roof, ceiling. Precious tools. But if you want to see that, you're going to have to tune into the next one. So, see you then.
Scrape, 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 scrape. The precious scrape.